Hi, and welcome to Prepping Essentials. Good morning, it's 5:30 on Saturday the 11th of June. Just making my way down to the land, and as always, not quite sure what we're going to get done today, but let's find out. Well, here we are down on the land. It's a beautiful bright morning this morning, bit of a breeze in the air, so temperature's not particularly warm, but it's okay. Look at all this clover. I think we need a bit of a trim on the field today. It is getting a little bit out of hand, but I'm a bit reluctant really to take away this food source. I might just leave this northern side round by the beehives and just do that little central section there. The rest of it, as you know, was done last weekend, so not too worried about that. It would be a shame to take all this clover away. Some of it is past its best, but there's still quite a lot coming through, so yeah, I think we might be tempted to leave that. Let's take a little look at the bees while we're walking across the field. As usual, I've checked in during the week when I'd finished work just to see what was going on, and everybody was out and about around the hives. A bit early this morning, you can see they're still in shade, so it's a bit early for them. Thankfully, no signs of swarms this week at all. Can't see any in there now either, so that's good. One thing I did notice, sorry for digressing a little bit, but it's worth taking a look. One of the fruit trees that went in last year, an apple tree, has actually got its first little fruits. There we go, look at that. There's one there. I'm pretty sure there was another one somewhere. Can't see it now, unless it's been taken by the birds, of course. Well, where is it? Oh, it's there, look. There's another one there. So that's very nice to see. No signs on the other ones, but we have, of course, got cherries on the cherry tree. No idea what we're going to get done today. I am silly busy lately with work and other domestic chores. There's the cockerel shouting. So we'll get opened up, sort the chickens out, and have a little chat. Well, first things first, as usual, sort the chickens out. They're busy pecking away with the corn and mixed seed, so that's very nice. Take a little run inside the coop. Messy, messy, messy. Food and water needs topping up, but we've got a little bounty of eggs. 2, 4, 6, 7, which is about right because I came down Thursday night, so not expecting any more. Let's get those sorted out and we'll get in the cabin for a chat. Well, good morning. It's the weekend, and it's a nice bright sunny weekend. That might be a bit of a trick on the part of Mother Nature, because looking at the weather forecast this morning, allegedly we're going to catch the tail end of a storm. So they're talking about gale force winds later. I have to say, last night was a little bit windy, but it's more of a gentle breeze this morning. Cool breeze, but not too unpleasant. How are things with you, wherever you are, wherever you're doing? I hope you're staying safe and well and enjoying your weekend. Lots of stuff going on in the big wide world. It would be easy to go into a blind state of panic or denial and to be like the little deer or the rabbit in the car headlights as you're driving down the road, and like that goes and just freezes and does nothing. I guess the message in today's video is don't do that. Whilst a lot of the stuff that's going on can seem quite overwhelming, and it would be easy to kind of retreat into yourself and think, oh my God, I don't know what to do, I'll wait and see. Again, don't do that. Do something. There's so much stuff going on, whether it's the inclement weather causing problems, whether that's problems for people with floods or high winds damaging property, or whether that's drought affecting the crops, the planting and the harvesting, whether it's the economy, which there's no denying now, it's in complete meltdown. Inflation figures were just released yesterday in the US. I forget what it was now, 8.6, 8.9%. Big, put it that way. We're just waiting for the news on the latest UK inflation rates. And I know I've said it a million times, but these figures that are put out for rates of inflation by governments around the world are complete nonsense. Double, or in some cases treble, whatever they're telling you, and you'll come somewhere close to the real true inflation figure. There was a bit of a almighty kerfuffle in the UK on the news media this week as the price of petrol and diesel here in the UK went sailing past the £2 per litre mark, $8 a gallon for our American cousins. I am, I suppose, I guess, a little bit fortunate here in that the prices around my local area are around the high £1.80s, 188, 189, touching on 190 in some places around me. Though having said that, literally just down the road from here, there's a motorway, and there's a service station on that motorway. I'll pop a link in the video. I noticed that the price of diesel and petrol in that fuel station has indeed passed the £2 a litre mark. So I guess it's only a matter of time before all of the local petrol stations in and around here follow suit. Never miss the opportunity to take advantage of a crisis. Don't let that go to waste. So yeah, there's no denying now that the economy is in tatters. Lots of talk in the media about job losses, companies going bust. You might remember I put something out on a recent video, I think it might have been on the community tab actually, about the UK government looking to get rid of 90,000 jobs in the government sector. So it's a little bit like deja vu. I would relate it back to the days of COVID to kind of put it into context. If you remember, when COVID first really started at the beginning of 2020, there was that shock or panic and everybody freaked out, and there was a run on the supermarkets and the shelves went bare. And then mainstream media started its campaign of every day religiously talking, but it was too late by then. The damage was already done. And whilst people muddled along and made the best of things, the crisis gradually built. And as we went into 2021, the true nature of the damage to the economy and to jobs and to people's lifestyles really started to come home. And then as COVID gradually tailed off, everybody took a sigh of relief and went, oh, thank God that's over. But it wasn't, and I've kept saying that in videos. That was just really the beginning of the real damage with the supply chain and the economy and food production and energy costs and inflation. Inflation didn't suddenly appear, or the food shortages didn't suddenly appear, or the economy crash didn't suddenly appear, as the media would have you believe, when Putin invaded Ukraine. It's been coming for a long time, and we've said that repeatedly through the course of the last couple of years as we've gone through COVID, out of COVID, and into this new reality. But I would go back to that COVID scenario and say, yes, there's a lot of panic going on now. The media is in full swing about the cost of living crisis. It's not the end. It is going to continue. So don't be kind of dumbstruck, and worse, don't be thinking, oh, well, that's it now. The worst is done and we'll start getting better. It's not going to for quite some time. And as we go through the rest of this year, we are going to see things develop more and more, particularly around food, as the true impact of COVID, supply chain problems, weather problems, and the cost of fuel and energy for business in general, but particularly for agriculture, as that really starts to bite. The real price rises, particularly around food, haven't actually reached their peak yet. They're still on the way. So don't be frozen into a state of inactivity. Don't think that we've got over it now. We've hit the peak. We haven't. So focus instead on your own planning and preparation and things that you can do. You might remember I talked about gas bottles, and whilst I was a little bit in shock and awe at how much the price of bottled gas has gone up over the course of the last 2 or 3 years. Again, it's not going to get any better. So I'm taking advantage now and refilling. I've got one bottle sat in a gas fire, and I'll probably swap that onto the cooker actually, just to get rid of it, to empty it out, so that I can refill that one as well. And I'll have 4 cylinders completely full. If I have the opportunity, if I see any kicking around on Facebook or Craigslist or these other online local market sites on social media, because lots of people do use a bottle and then can't be bothered. They don't want the gas barbecue anymore, or they don't want the gas fire anymore, or whatever. There's always quite a few of these cylinders kicking around for sale at sort of, well, here in the UK, empty cylinders, £5, £10, even £15 in some cases. That's a bit of a bargain still, because if you want to go and buy a new gas cylinder, just the cylinder is going to cost you probably around £30, and then another £40, £45 to have it filled. So having an empty cylinder for £5, £10, £15 versus going out and buying a new one at £70, £80 just makes sense, because even when you fill it, you're still nowhere near you're saving money. Hope that makes sense. Similarly, things like chicken feed, stocking up on that. I do keep filling what cans I have with petrol and diesel as and when I can, and as and when I empty them. I did that literally last weekend. Emptied a can into the little red tractor, immediately went out and filled it, because the price rises are coming on a daily and weekly basis now. It's not like spread over a period of months. It's really sharp shock price rises. Again, there was an article in the news in some parts of the country this week. Fuel was going up by 4 and 5 pence daily. It's crazy world that we're living in now in terms of cost of living increase. So do please take advantage now. I know it might seem expensive now, but if you buy it now, in 6 months' time, you'll be really glad you did, because the prices will have gone up even more. So don't be pushed into that inactivity or acceptance of, oh my God, that's it, there's nothing I can do. There is stuff you can do. Again, food. You'll have seen me last week, and if you've looked at the community tab, even this week, I've been harvesting continually, whether it's the potato harvest last week or whether it's the intermittent strawberry, blueberry harvests that I take every time I come down here now. I'm picking some kind of fruit. do something now, don't leave it and then regret it later. In terms of what I'm doing today, I've spent a lot of time away this week, so my visits during the week have been very short, literally pop in, check the chickens, put some water in the polytunnel and go. So there's lots of catch-up jobs that need doing in the cabin particularly and in the chicken coop. So I'll get on with some of those today. I am tempted, sun is out, would be a shame not to get a little bit of grass cut. I'll have a look at the planting, I'll probably take you with me for that, see what we've got going on there. I might plant some more, I don't know, we'll see how we get on. Bees, I definitely want to look inside the hives today. I've left them now for just over a week since we had that last swarm, so I want to take a little look in there. There is some frames with honey on there, so I might take a look at that and see if it's worth harvesting some of that. Lots and lots of things as usual. There's never a shortage of stuff to do. Normally it's a shortage of time in which to do it. Thank you to those people who are commenting on the videos, letting me know how you're getting on. Please do feel free to do that in the comment section. I'm interested, and I'm sure everybody else is also interested to know what you're getting up to, particularly around your planting. How is it going this year? I've noticed we have still got pest problems this year. As you know, I've had issues with seed germination this year. I did notice this morning in the garden room, one of the blueberry bushes was showing signs of stress and leaf burn. I'm not quite sure why it's had leaf burn, because we've not had that much sun this year. We've generally had cloudy days, but it is. So clearly there are still lots of little issues. I've noticed another pest problem this morning out in the raised bed area. So when we pop out to look at the planting, I'll share that with you as well. But do keep your comments coming. Always interested to know what's going on. How are you finding it with food prices, availability of foods? How are you dealing with this rising price of energy? Have you considered alternatives, maybe a wood burning stove, maybe transitioning from mains gas to bottled gas, maybe solar panels, even if it's small scale, just to give you some free energy? Let me know. How are you coping generally with inflation? I mean, I've noticed a massive difference, and I've not managed to get into the new house yet. The solicitors are still shuffling paperwork around. They're massively overdue time-wise. I can't blame mine, in all honesty. It's the other party, it's the sellers that seem to be dragging their heels a little bit. Maybe they're nervous. Then maybe their plans for their new house have all gone wrong because of the price rises, and maybe they're struggling. I don't know what the real reason is, but it's damn slow. Anyway, there's nothing much physically I can do about it other than continue to wait. I am desperately keen to get in there. Lots of plans around prepping and my YouTube channel and sharing more videos with you once I'm into the new house. So bear with me. It's not just you that's waiting, it's me that's waiting as well. So yeah, lots of little things to do today. As usual, I will keep you posted with whatever it is I do get up to. Hopefully there'll be something of interest in there, but whatever you're doing, wherever you are, I hope you are staying safe and well and enjoying your weekend. And please do keep on topping up your preps, keep on making your plans and getting yourselves ready for what is to come. If you've not started yet and you've just stumbled on this channel, flick back through the content. There's lots in there around prepping, emergency preparedness, self-sufficiency, loads of stuff in there for you to get started on that prepping journey. And let us know what you think in the comment section. And I'll catch up with you as we go through the rest of the video. Well, I did promise you a quick run around the planting, so let's take a little look. Pretty much of a muchness, you've seen this all before. over recent weeks. I do keep coming in on my little, that's me falling over the watering can. I do keep coming in to take a little look and see what's ready for picking during the week when I do my little after work visits. There's always something to pick. I do like these blueberries. They're really, really tasty, and plenty of them. Excuse me while I tuck in. Nice little strawberry there. Can't let that go to waste either. So that's the that strawberry's so nice. That's that scorching on the leaf. You can see it on this one as well. I'd considered putting some shade in here, and I thought, we're not really having as much sun this year. I'll see how I get on. Schoolboy error. I should have just done it and not thought about it. So, lesson learned. As I was saying earlier, try and plan ahead a little bit. It's not the end of the world, but it's not great to see scorched leaves. I see the rabbits have been chewing the lettuce. These belong to the chickens. Can you see how they've chewed the tops? Thankfully they've not dug them up. I'm not desperately worried again. It's chicken food. Out in the raised beds, lots going on. Potatoes really doing well again this year. I do have a lot of success with potatoes. I really do. Well, evidenced by that harvest I got last week. Oh, I can already see a little bounty of strawberries. Look at all these on here. For such a small plant, look at this. Loads. Loads and loads and loads. I'll save those and have them with my coffee. And on here as well, look. Not quite ready, that one. That one is. That one is. That one is. I'm busy popping these in my pocket. That one is. It just goes to show you don't need a forest to get your own fruit. Did I miss one down there? Look at that, I did. That's a pocket full already. Potatoes, that one's probably ready. I might just leave it till next weekend, I don't know. I'll leave those. They're not far off, and these are the succession ones coming along, youngest to oldest. Plus, of course, I've still got them in the polytunnel. These strawberries have been attacked by pigeons, look, and what they're doing is they're not interested in the fruit, they're just eating the shoots. Look at all these. I could have been eating these in a couple of days' time. This bed's doing well. This bed, you remember I replanted this. I don't know what it is about this side. It's clearly pigeons because you can see the drop-ins. But for some reason they're having a go at this side and ignoring that side. Bizarre. One other bizarre thing, which kind of tells you what predators we have here. In this raised bed, plants untouched really, but look at this. If you're squeamish, look away now. That's what's left of a baby rabbit. Now it's got to be a fairly sizable predator to be able to take that down. And I don't think it's a fox, because it's inside this raised bed area which is fenced off. So something, I'm guessing, some kind of buzzard, owl perhaps, I don't know. Large predatory bird anyway, has done that. This bed is also showing signs of having been pecked at. You got fruit just scattered around, and the shoots have all been chewed. They're still hanging in there and they'll still produce, because you can see there's loads of strawberries in there. I'm just losing a portion of them to the critters. Sweet corn coming on in leaps and bounds now, looking really nice. I am surprised that this has managed to avoid attention of the predators. There's my stray potato. I didn't have the heart to take it out. I had a similar thing last year, you might remember, and when I emptied the sweet corn barrel I got a little bounty of potatoes. This cherry tree, I am really pleased with this. Again, I'm stunned that the birds haven't had this away, but they're everywhere on this tree. Literally everywhere. Cherries, cherries, cherries. And as I said, this is the first year for this tree. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments section, but I believe that you should leave these first year fruits and not actually harvest them. I might have to do a little Google search. But yeah, let me know if you know. Everything else looking pretty good. Broccoli's coming on well. Onions and garlic storming ahead, really storming ahead, particularly in this bed. So I'm going to have a really nice harvest of garlic and onions this year. Polytunnel, I've had lots of pest problems in here. Slugs and snails in particular. Bit early for those 2 potato buckets I planted last week to show signs yet. But the chilies coming on well. They're enjoying the temperatures in here. Cucumbers, not doing bad to be fair. I have had the odd casualty here and there, as you can see. Something's chewing the leaves down here. I'll keep plucking slugs off. Don't see any now. More so this side. That's the pumpkin. You can see that that's been chewed and there's still residue on that leaf. So where is the bloody slug? Because I don't see it. That other one's been destroyed completely. Cucumbers on this side again. You can see that that's been chewed. There's residue on those leaves. Again, I don't see where the bloody slug is. They'll pull through. There's enough planted in there. This little tendril just took that around the cane. Encourage it to go up rather than out. Yeah, they'll survive because there's enough in there. I planted what, 2, 4, 6, 8 in each of those containers, so I will get fruits for sure. Again, probably just not as many because I've sacrificed some for the critters. This pea's doing very well. As something's tried to eat it. Again, I'm not seeing, I don't know where these slugs go to. They come in, feast, and then seem to... Oh, there we go, look. There's one down there. There's one down there. Bugger. We'll just feed the birds with that. What else we got going on? Cranberry. Doing well. I think that's going to be much better than last year because I've got it sat now in this permanent tray. Oh, I've just spotted another slug down there. Let's get rid of that. Sorry about this. But if I see them, I've got to get them. Yeah, potatoes doing well. I think this one is the true potato seed one. And again, this one's probably ready. But I will resist the temptation. I'll leave it for a little while. Tomatoes coming on very, very well. I've actually started nipping out some of the side shoots. I don't want them to turn into a massive forest. Got my first flowers on there. which is also very nice. Just give that a bit of encouragement. Loads of flowers on this one in here. So I don't think it'll be long before these start producing fruit. Still got some in trays over there. I might have to donate those to friends and family. I don't really want more than I've got. I've already got 6 sizable plants coming through, so I don't want the whole polytunnel being taken over by tomatoes or cucumber for that matter. So anyway, so that's what we've got going on. I'll leave that door open for a little bit and just get some fresh air through. I showed you on the way in this morning the apple tree that's producing apples. Was really pleased to see that. That's an older tree than that cherry tree we were just looking at. That's been in for, I think that's its second, I think that's the second year for that one. Third year for these over here. Well, for that one in particular. That's a new plant, that one, this year. But yeah, really nice to see finally the fruit trees producing. Be really nice in a couple of years' time because these will have really grown on. We've got a little bit of activity around the hives. I can see bees floating around, taking advantage of this clover. These two are still in shade slightly. That one's almost in full sun, almost. Give it another hour, you can see they're already moving around the hive there. I am itching to get into that. Well, I'm itching to get into all of them to see what's happening. I suspect this one, if any of them, this is the one that's going to have the issue. Might be wrong, but if it does have an issue, at least I've got the backup of that little portable hive, brood box, whatever you want to call it. I can always pop them into this hive. But I think I will just bite the bullet and get a third full hive. And even if I don't end up with 3 this year, it'll be there in reserve for next year, if and when I get another swarm. So we'll see, and you'll see as we go through the rest of this year how we get on with those. I'm tempted to get on with a few more jobs while that sun makes its way around onto the hives, but I will be in there at some point, so you'll see that. I mean, that is a mega bright sun now. Really bright. I think, looking at the sky, we're going to have a fairly sunny day for the majority. We'll just see, I guess, if these predictions of storm actually come to pass or not. So I'll get cracked on and make the most of the day, just in case we do get a change in the weather. Can't stop looking at all that clover. Oh dear, there is an awful lot of it, and it would be a shame to get rid of it all now, because it is food for the bees. So I think I'll just pop up that centre section and get that down and leave this for another week or two. We'll see. Well, as usual, just give that 5 minutes to warm up, and then we'll see if we can get some grass cut. As I said earlier, I'll not be doing it all because I want to leave food for the bees, but it'd be nice to get that central section down, and then hopefully the sun will have moved a little bit. It is spreading across the field, you can see that. And hopefully we'll be able to take a look at the bees before they get too active. It's just starting to get the sun on the hives now, so by the time I get the grass cut, hopefully the conditions will be nice enough for me to not upset them too much. Well, the chickens always like it when I cut the grass, because it means that the choicest bits, the bits that I do first, are the ones that give the nice clover and fresh grass clippings for them to scratch around in. So let's not loiter too long with the chickens. Lots of grass to be cut. Well, we're gradually getting through this centre section. I know sometimes it might not look that the grass is very long, but as you come down to where Little Red Tractor's parked, you can see a distinct difference in the height of the grass and the clover. And it does take a bit of getting around all these numerous trees. I've had comments from a couple of family members about the number of trees I've got, and I am loath to lose any of these, so I am fastidiously cutting around them to give them the opportunity to mature and grow on. You can probably see quite well actually from this angle. The westerly wind comes from directly behind the camera and blows towards the polytunnel and the cabin, and it's kind of channeled because of this woodland on the right hand side. So there is method in the madness, apart from the fact that I like trees and it provides a nice habitat for the wildlife, including the critters. It will also provide a buffer for some of these quite strong winds that we get. So as these trees mature, hopefully that bottom end where the cabin and the polytunnel and the raised beds are will become protected from the wind. That's the theory anyway. So a little bit more on this central section to do. There's a little bit around where the aggregate pile used to be and towards the car, and just see it peeking in amongst the bushes. So I don't know, another hour and a bit should see us done with the grass cutting. I'm going to leave all of that northern end as it is now for the bees, because there's lots of food there for them. Indeed, there's lots of food here for the chickens with this clover. They do enjoy this, so they'll be getting some of that shortly. Again, I do look after them. Weather doesn't really know what it's doing. Clouds are starting to come in and the breeze is picking up, so this storm they were talking about might well make an appearance later, but hopefully I'll still have plenty of time left to take a little look at the bees. I guess you'll find out shortly. Well, just stopping to refuel. This centre section's all the way done, all the way down now, around all the little trees. There's one little section left to do. I say little, it's not that little, but it's that bit you can see where I've run the line down the edge. So everything from there across around that aggregate pile, get that cut down, and then I'll leave all of this side for the bees to play in. So quick refuel, I don't know, another half hour cutting the grass and we'll be done, ready for taking a look at the bees. Well, as usual, Little Red Tractor's done a sterling job. Got all the entranceway cut down. It's looking very nice now and tidy. Got all of that central section done. All around the trees and the aggregate pile. All the way across. And I've just left this northern section. I'll leave that for the bees. It's going to be a bit of a chore cutting it next week, because it'll have definitely grown some more but I don't want to deprive the bees of the food, so I'll get the little tractor pulled back in, get the grass emptied out, and we'll crack on. Well, we've still got the sunshine. Clouds are moving in, so the weather forecast might be right, because this wind, I don't know if you can see it with these trees or not, but this wind is actually starting to pick up now. You can probably see it in the big ones at the back there better. Lots of activity on that new hive, activity on the little box, and this is the one I'm interested in, the original first hive. I have seen bees going in and out, but I have my doubts about this one. So I'll pop camera on the tripod, hopefully it doesn't blow over in this wind, and we'll take a little look inside. I'll try my best to get a decent video for you, but you know, it is what it is. Well, I've got the smoker out, but given this wind I don't think it's going to do very much. So let's take a little look, see what we've got going on. I've got bees on top. They'll not thank me for opening up in this wind. Oh, this is interesting. First box, top box, which is a new one. A couple of bees busy in there, but not a great deal going on, to be fair. This other box where I took honey out of before, there's actually quite a bit more honey production. Wherever you want to put the tool, I guarantee that that's where they'll go. But yeah, there seems to be quite a lot going on here. That's a heavy frame. That's all drawn out. They're busy filling. I hope you can see this all right. Busy filling that side with honey, and that side it's almost all capped off, full of honey. So that's really nice. Let's just give them a little bit of smoke. I am battling the wind here. Similar story with the other frames actually. Again, we've got drawn out comb, they're busy away. It's the bottom box I really want to look at, but I just thought I'd share this with you. Middle frame in this top box. Again, activity in there. They're busy slipping away. So we have got stuff going on in that top frame. That's not really what I want to be looking at. If I've got time today, I'll prepare those other frames. They're sat in the garden room. Down again, a fair bit of activity on this queen excluder. Well and truly starting this end. Trying my best not to upset them by just forcing this off. Just trying to ease it off gently. There we go. Right, this has surprised me. We have got, let me see if I can show you, a fair bit of activity going on in there, around that centre section. So that's an encouraging sign. It might not be as bad as I thought it was. Frames are a little bit stuck together, but not too bad. Bloody wind, really picking up. Simon, if you're watching, I know really I shouldn't, but I am desperate to know if this hive is okay. So we've got drawn out cells on that first frame. A couple of big holes in that, which is unusual. Don't really know what that's about. And they've started filling that one with honey. Second frame in. Wow, this is heavy. Have to be careful with this. Again, capped off honey and some open honey cells, and then on this side it's almost all capped off honey. Hoping you can see that alright. Now we get to the bits that I really want to see. I'm trying my best not to make too much of a ruckus inside here. Third frame in. And the cells full of pollen, nectar and honey. I still don't see any signs of larvae in there, or eggs, which is what I'm desperately praying to see. Still got bees in there, and very active. Yeah, I'm still looking. I'm seeing honey and nectar, but I'm not seeing eggs or larvae. Hard to tell on this side because they're all covering it up. Now, plenty of bees, but no eggs, no larvae. Frame number 5, we're right into the centre now. And again, I'm still not seeing any signs. Lots of cells, lots of bees, but no signs of eggs or... Oh, just a minute. Or is that me just wishing to see? No, I don't think it is. I got all giddy there for a minute. Thought I'd seen a larva in one of those, but no, I don't see. We're right in the middle, frame 7. again, I honestly don't see any signs of eggs or larvae. It's fascinating to watch these, it really is. They're all busy away, doing their thing. I just wish I could see either a queen or some eggs or larvae in there, and I'm just not. I mean, I am new at this, so it is difficult for me to identify the queen. In all honesty, I can't say that I've ever seen a queen in these hives. And I'll not be thanking you for this. There is there's an amazing amount of activity going. I'm just not seeing what I want to see at all. That was a close escape. I almost lost the camera there. Now I know you can see it because I can see it on the screen. Yeah, I'm just not seeing eggs, larvae, not at all. Well, we're getting towards the back now. Oh, I just bumped that a little bit. They're not happy with that. Yes, calm down, girls. Calm down. Honey in this one, capped honey at the top, and open cell honey in the bottom. Similar on that side, capped honey on the top. It's strange. I would expect to see, given the activity, I would expect to see eggs or larvae, and I'm just not seeing it. Right to the back now, 2 frames left. Again, I can already see it's clean as it was when I put it in, it's fresh. Nice frame of honey there, all capped off. Can you actually see that? I'm hoping you can. Empty on that side, but covered in capped honey on that side. Maybe they're getting used to me now, I don't know. Right, let's get it put back together. Right, second frame, second hive. I don't know why the camera stopped recording for some reason. I don't know whether it's the wind or what it was. It's desperately trying to blow the camera tripod over. I was saying, first frame there's nothing. Second frame, you can clearly see that they're building out the comb on this end of the frame. very nice activity there. Huge amount of activity on this one. Back is full of bees drawing comb out, and look at that on the front. They've drawn out in a very unusual style mound of comb on there. Just looking to try and see what they're actually doing with those cells. As we get towards this other side, as you look at it, the left hand side of the box, the frames here are absolutely full of drawn out comb and bees. Absolutely full on both sides. Just trying to see what they're actually doing in there. Hard to see. Looking for signs of larvae or eggs, but actually quite difficult to see. There's something in the bottom of some of the cells. I just really can't make out what it is. And then this last frame, well, they've gone completely crazy there, look. Built out a huge comb. I'm hoping you can see this on the camera. Quite bizarre how much comb they've built out onto that frame. Again, I'm just looking to see what's inside, but that's really, I've not seen that before. Really strange. I might be tempted to move that more towards the middle. Really quite strange that. If you're watching, Simon, maybe you can tell me what that's all about. I'll put this frame, this clean frame back in, and hopefully they'll be encouraged to build on that. Well, that was strange. I don't know what that is about, that little mountain of comb that they've got going on there. I think I'm going to have to take that off. I'm sorry, bees, but that doesn't really serve any purpose for me. I know they've worked hard at it, but I'm sorry. Right, there we go. And on to the next one. So I'm quietly confident about that small box. Just the debate really for me. Again, if you're watching, Simon, you can maybe let me know. Should I put those frames from that box into the first hive, or should I put them separately into a new one? You'll have to let me know what you think. Absolutely roasting in this bee suit. Absolutely roasting. Oh. Clean underneath there. top super box, nothing at all going on in there. Second super box, nothing going on in there really either. But then remember, this was a swarm, so all the activity, I'm guessing, is going to be in here. Yeah, that lid's stuck down. Let's see if we can keep them quiet. Again, trying to do this quite gently so as not to wind them up too much. Yeah, all the activity is confined to the centre, which isn't unusual. Back two frames, nothing. Third frame, a little bit of activity. The 4 frames in the centre is where it's all going on, and they're a little bit stuck together, so we'll try and open those out a little bit. So we've essentially got 4 frames in the middle, 2, 3 at back, 3 at front, not a lot going on. So let's take a little look and see what's going on in the middle of here. As with that small blue transport or jukebox, a lot of bees in here and a lot of activity. That's nectar and honey pretty much in there, still drawing out the back of the frame, so nothing going on there, but filling up that one. Awful lot going on in this one, actually very heavy. It's all full of nectar and what's going on in there? Ah, we've got some capped cells in this one, so that's encouraging. Again, full of nectar, and there's maybe 8, 9 capped cells, which suggests that they've laid something in there. Yeah, and this side actually, there's a couple on this side, so that's really encouraging. All honey in there, just getting capped off. You can see that not. And then on this side, same again, honey, and they're in the process of capping the cells off. So, oh dear, well that was a struggle. it was a struggle because of being inside this bee suit, which is really, really hot. I've only got a t-shirt on under here, but I was absolutely roasting. And also a struggle because the wind kept gusting and trying to blow the camera off its tripod, so it'll be interesting to see how that video looks when I come to do the edit, so apologies in advance if it's not that great. Productive in that I've been back inside all 3 hives again. The second complete hive that I got and installed a couple of weeks back when I had that first swarm, fairly comfortable with that. Masses of activity in there and building out of frames, so that suggests that everything is okay in there. Similarly, that small nuke box, the little blue transportation box, incredible amount of building of comb going on in there, absolutely crazy, not seen anything like that before. Building out, you know, double frame width on 2 of the frames, so that's quite bizarre. Don't really know why they would do that, unless maybe it's because it's a shortage of space in there, I don't know. I keep saying this, but Simon, if you're watching, let me know what's going on. Still concerned about that the original hive. There is a lot of activity in there, but all of the cells, I don't see any signs of egg laying or larvae, certainly no capped cells to suggest that there's new bees being produced in there. Quite a lot of bees in there, and quite a lot of activity, just not where I was looking for. So I'm at a bit of a loss as to what to do for the best. Do I leave that first hive, the original one, and just leave it on its own to see what happens over the coming months? What to do with that blue nuke box? I could put that into the first hive, or do I get a 3rd hive complete, build that up, transfer the nuke box into that, and then I've got 3 hives all with capacity, to see how they get on. Really difficult to know what to do. I don't really want to put the bees out of that nuke box into that first hive and cause any kind of conflict between the 2 colonies. Yeah. What to do? It's all a learning curve. Anyway, good job done. Got my grass cut this morning. Done a little couple of jobs pottering around. Probably a shorter video than usual today in terms of variety. It's really been grass and bees and not much else. I need to run around with the water in the garden room and polytunnel, but I could really do with being off while everywhere is still open. I've got a little bit of shopping I need to do, but I also need to restock wood shavings for the chicken coop. That could really benefit from a complete empty out and refill with fresh sawdust. So I think we'll see how we get on today. If I manage to get out and get it, that might be a job for tomorrow. But as usual, I have got lots of other things, domestic chores, that are taking up a lot of my time now at weekends. Long story, won't go there. So yeah, if I thought I had a lack of time before, I certainly have now. So do everyone make the most of what bit of time you've got and keep banging away, trying to be productive and build your preps and your resilience. Because you never know what's around the corner. Right, let me get this coffee down me. I've been itching to have this all that time I've been on the beehives. I'll do a couple more tidy up jobs, I'll get some watering done, and I might be tempted to call it a day for today and get out and get some supplies in. That wind does suggest that we are going to get some kind of bad weather later on today or overnight. I'm just hoping that it comes at night and leaves me free with some decent weather again tomorrow morning. Don't know if you can hear it or not. Big, really quite big gusts, period of calm, more big gusts. It's certainly shaping up to do something. Anyway, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay safe and well. Enjoy your weekend. I'll get these last few jobs done and then I'll be off out. Well, I've had the polytunnel door open all morning, which has been a bit of a challenge in this wind, but I just wanted to get fresh air through and try and reduce the temperature, because even though we've got that wind, the sun is really bright and kicking out a lot of heat. So in the polytunnel, it's getting very hot. So there's going to be a fair bit of water going on these plants. I'm just running round giving them all an initial dose of water, and then I'll come back and follow up once that's soaked in with a decent drowning. Well, the potatoes are soaking this up. Don't want them to get dried out, because it will affect the yield. Well, that's it for today. A little bit shorter than usual because I've got some family commitments to attend to. Everything's locked up. I've run round the polytunnel, but I've also run round the raised beds and just dropped some water on there. You can see how strong this wind is. It's blown that trellis over. Because I'm not sure whether we're going to get rain. The sky says we should. The weather forecast says it's a storm. It certainly feels like something's coming. Look at the colour on these cherries now. How nice are those? Whole field, to be honest, is awash with colour. You've got the clover over there. You've got the elderberry bushes in flower. You've got these wild roses in flower. Blackberries in flower. It's really nice to see. Hopefully the bees have not been too upset with me ripping the hives open today in this weather. I know you really shouldn't, but I do need to just keep an eye on them and see what's happening. Everywhere's got wild rose bushes. Look at all these flowers. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And the grass is down. I hope you're having a productive weekend wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I hope you are staying safe and well and enjoying your weekend. Make the most of the time that we've got while things are still available, and take advantage of the prices now as well, because it's definitely 100% going to get worse. Don't mean to sound doom and gloomy, it's not. I mean it in the best way. Use the time you've got and the resources you've got now, something in there and get yourself prepped. To you. And I'll catch you in the next video. Please do click on the like button. Also feel free to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. As always, I welcome any comments, questions or suggestions you might have. Just feel free to leave them in the comments section below. But for now, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.